Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at a new Milwaukee circular saw that they sent me out, and this is the Milwaukee M18 10¼ beam saw. Part number on this is 3026-20 if you're going to buy it in that bare tool. Looking like that's going to come in at about $429, or you can also get in a kit as I have here. That's 3026-21HD. That's going to come with a bag to carry it in, a rapid charger, and then also a 12.0 forge battery. So if you don't have that battery yet, I think that's a very good deal to go ahead and buy that kit. So basically what it's going to come down to is what kind of work is it that you do. I've kind of got the trinity of M18 circular saws here. I've got the little M12. I use this 90% of my work cutting 2x framing, 2x4s, 2x6s. Works great for that, but every now and then I need a little bit more power or I need a little bit more depth of cut. That's where I get into my rear handle saw. And then now you're going to get into what if you need a little bit more depth of cut. That's where this beam saw is going to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and put the specifications up here because these two saws, the rear handle and also the beam saw, very much alike as far as the footprint goes. Because as we look at the rear handle next to the 10¼ very similar as far as look and feel. It's essentially just a bigger version of your rear handle saw to accept that 10¼ blade, with a few extra upgrades. Again, you can see the rafter hook here on the same exact side. Here is the on and off switch of that Gen 2 rear handle. It's exactly the same on the 10¼ beam saw as well. Handles in the same location. Your shoes are pretty much identical, except for your beam saw has a little bit bigger shoe because obviously it's a bigger saw. Your bevel adjustment, your depth gauge, your dust collection over here on the side on the rear handle and the beam saw are identical. But I do figure that everybody that is going to go out and buy this 10¼ beam saw, you surely already own a 7¼ circular saw as well. You might not own this Gen 2 Milwaukee rear handle saw that I'm going to compare it to, so you'll have to figure out your specs for that. But just to give you a comparison of the difference between this saw and that saw, because again, they're very much alike in features and all those things, but one of the key differences is going to be the weight, because you're obviously going up to a bigger saw. If I put the specs of the rear handle up here, you can see it comes in at 8.27 pounds. That's bare tool. And if we go over to the 10¼ that comes in at 10.3 pounds. So even though it's that much bigger of a saw, it's actually not super heavy for a beam saw. And you're typically gonna have this on something. Like nobody's just gonna be free-handing this up inside of some trusses or anything like that. That's not what you're gonna use this for. So that is one difference, is gonna be the weight. But then that next big difference, and the whole reason why you're really gonna buy this saw ultimately, is gonna be the cutting capacity. So how much can you cut at that max position? With the 10¼ beam saw, you're looking at 3 13/16 at that 90° position, and then it goes up to 2 3/4 at that 45° bevel. So that compared to the rear handle saw or a 7¼ saw, again, yours may vary a little bit to this one, but this one comes in at 2 5/8 at that 90° position, and then 2 1/16 at the 45°. And the obvious advantage for that depth of cut is cutting what you would call beams. That's why it's called a beam saw. Cutting 4x material, something that is 3.5 by 3.5, a 4x4 post. You're going to be able to do that in one pass with this 10¼ beam saw, whereas with my 7¼ rear handle, I've got to cut it on at least 2 sides, or if I want to step down and go to my M12, I've got to cut it all the way around and then finish it off with a Sawzall. And then you kind of gradually go up from there. If I want to cut a 6x6 with my rear handle, I've got to cut all 4 sides with that, finish it off with my Sawzall, where I can cut 2 sides of a 6x6 with this beam saw and get all the way through it. So that's the big difference. If you are a person who installs decks, porch columns, all those kinds of things, if you do that on a regular, that's where this saw is going to come into play. Something that you might want to end up putting into your arsenal. I'm about to show you cutting a 4x4 in action, but let me cover the 3 other differences between this Milwaukee beam saw and their rear handle, since they're so similar. This one also has a handle here, whereas the rear handle saw does not. That comes on and off, kind of like a grinder, just to help you kind of hold and maintain the position of it and help hold up that weight while you're picking it up and moving it around. Nice add on that. This also has a 57° bevel, whereas the rear handle over there only goes up to 53, so you do get a few more degrees out of here. As far as your angle adjustment, you're just going to pull up on that, adjust the angle, lock it into place. And then the last feature is the auto stop technology. So this one has that built in. That technology is essentially going to stop your saw whenever it senses that kickback. That's a great safety feature. It's a lot like the feature that they have on your drills. Whenever it senses that that's going to lock up, it keeps it from hurting your wrist. Same type of thing, same kind of technology built into this saw. So that's the specs, features, cost, all those things. A comparison kind of to that Gen 2 rear handle, because it's a very similar saw. If you have that saw and you like all the features on it, this is very much just like that saw, just a bigger version with a few more features as well. But that's enough of that. Let me go ahead and go show it to you in action, cutting through a 4x4, because that's what it's made for. That's why you're gonna buy this saw. Ultimately, that's what you wanna see. Let's go ahead and get outside and cut up some 4x4s. So here I have a scrap 4x4 pressure treated post in my jaw horse. And again, I could cut this with my 5 3/8 M12 circular saw. I'd have to go around all 4 sides and then finish it with my Sawzall. I'm not gonna do that because I'd have to unclamp this a bunch of times. But I obviously can't cut all the way through it with the M12. It's not even an option, really, without getting out a whole nother tool. Now, if I get into my rear handle, I can come in here and turn this on. I got it in the unlock position. I'm gonna fire it up. You can see I cut through. It didn't cut all the way through. I can come in here and flip that over and then cut that other side, and it's gonna go all the way through because I'm just barely not through enough right there. It almost gets me through. It gets me to that 2 5/8. This is 3 1/2, so I still have an inch or so to go. Now, if I come in with the rear handle, I can easily just cut through. I'm gonna unlock it, turn it on. And in one pass, you're all the way through. I did that a little bit slow. I'll go ahead and go through a few times here right in a row with one another and kind of go through a little bit faster and press the saw. But as you can see, depth of cut is that main feature. But there you go, guys. There is the new Milwaukee M18 10 1/4 beam saw. Again, it's a great option out there, especially if you deal in 4x material or even 6x6 material as well. It's going to be a lot faster to cut through it twice with this than to go around it with your 7 1/4 and finish it off with the Sawzall. But I'm curious to know how many of you this is something you've been looking for. Drop that in the comments below as well. I also don't always cover everything in my reviews, so if I miss something, you got a question, put that in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer it. Ultimately, though, I hope this video was helpful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.